everybody, it's Angela and I'm back with another process video. And this one I wanted to pull out some embossing folders. I found that I haven't been using them as much as I really want to. And so I pulled out a few, and that was pretty much the only thing I had in mind, was using an embossing folder. And then I have a few new Shimmerz products that I played with on my last video that I wanted to play some more with on this one. So as you can see, I just got my Big Shot out, and I even had to look up what platform to use and everything up for the depth and stuff. It had been so long since I've used an embossing folder, I couldn't remember. So anyhow, I just have 3 of them from We Are Memory Keepers, which are these wider ones. And then I have one narrower one. Two of them are just florals. One is a kind of lacy pattern, and one is a text print. And I really love these embossing folders, and I always love how it looks, and you forget to use them. So I set those aside, and then I pull out some white cardstock because I want to, like I said, use some of these Shimmerz inks that I have. So I'm just going to cut apart these embossed pieces of cardstock. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now what am I going to do? So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll cut them and put them on the diagonal. Maybe I'll make blocks and put them across the center of the layout. And so I go and I look through my pictures to see what photo I'm going to use. And I came across this one of my 2 granddaughters, and they have pink, and in the youngest, in her dress, she's got some blue and green and some other colors. And since that really went with the Shimmerz products that I had purchased, I went ahead and used that photo just because, like I said, I wanted to use those Shimmerz inks. So you can see I'm still kind of trying to decide what to do. And at this point, I guess I wasn't set on my photo yet. I was looking at this one with the swing. And I thought, okay, I'll, use one as a mat and then a couple of them as background. And then the more I looked at this one, like I said, it matched the ink colors that I have. And also because they're reading a book together in this photo, that text print just went perfect. Reading text and all that. So I decide just to use this one on the layout, and I'm going to put it right smack in the middle of the layout. And then I'm going to take some white gesso, because this is just regular American Craft cardstock, and put it on there. I usually kind of don't like doing this because my gesso isn't white. It's called white gesso, but it's kind of yellowy cream based. But since I'm going to put a bunch of ink on this and I'm going to have yellow ink as well, I decided to just kind of go with it. If I use this white gesso on, like a watercolor paper that's more cream based, you don't notice it quite so much. But I'm going to have to look and see what gesso other people are using and see if I can find one that's more of a true white, so I can use it on this white cardstock and not have this discoloration. So yeah, I went right over the text, and I'm hoping that the ink will pool up around the embossed areas and really bring that text print up. And I'm not sure, at this point how that's going to work. So I just decide to play. And so I go ahead, I put some of this kind of green color, and it does kind of pool around there and help bring up that text, but not a ton. So I decide to keep going. I put some more blue there, and I add a little more water. And I really love these colors. They're, really intense, but you can water them down and make them softer. And they're just really, really pretty colors. I think this is the no yoking. And all of these are the Shimmerz products that are just the pigment. They don't have any of the actual shimmer in them. I just got the flat colors. And I think I use all the colors that I purchased except the peach. I have a peach color that I haven't used. I just bought 5 different colors because I think that was all the PayPal money I had. So yeah, so I really love these colors. And I went and put some splatters on there as well. And then in order to bring up that text print even more, I thought I'd just swipe some ink right over the top to help bring out that wording. And I really like this. I just found some colors that kind of went with the Shimmerz products, and I just kind of pulled that text print up to the foreground since it kind of helps tell my story, and you know, it's kind of the effect I was going for. So I'm really liking that. And I want to put a little more texture on this, and so I am going to use some thread and some different dimensional embellishments. But first I just go and I pull this paper pad that I just recently got at Tuesday Morning, and I like that the colors kind of matched. And I'm just going to put a couple little mats behind it. Nothing, they're not even really going to show a lot, but it is going to pull those colors. I just use a pink, teal, and this little kind of multicolored piece of paper just to give some layers behind there and really make that photo pop in the center. But I didn't want the mat to get too big and cover up, you know, too much of that embossed paper. So that's all I'm going to do as far as mats. And then, like I said, the rest of this is just going to be more texture and dimensional embellishments. So I just go through my stash of puffy stickers. Most of these are ones that I've gotten at Tuesday Morning here or there over the past year or so. And so I use a lot of puffy stickers on this. And because they're reading and kind of, you know, daydreaming and having fun in a book, I use kind of all the weird puffy stickers, you know, like the giraffe and stuff and the pineapple. It's like a great place to get rid of those kind of strange stickers that you have that you might not use with an adult layout. It works perfect for kids and for reading books, you know, and using your imagination. So I go into my thread and I find a yellow, a pink, and a green. And I'm having a really hard time. My thread looks kind of gloppy when I do it. And then I just realized I think I'm using too much. So I pull the yellow off and reduce the amount of yellow, and then it looks better. So I was just putting too much thread in there. So I'm just going to use some quick dry adhesive to stick that down and hold the thread down. And then I'm looking at all these puffy stickers. This is an Amy Tangerine, and like I said, hey, I used the giraffe, so I was happy to do that. And this pineapple too. So I kind of put the pineapple up more in that yellow section at the top, along with that yellow XOXO. Put the giraffe down in the more green area, along with a little bunny rabbit. I think I used some, that little mushroom clouds. Yeah, just a lot of little different, you know, icons. And I figured I know the girls look through their scrapbooks, you know, almost like, you know, a picture book, and they'll enjoy looking at all these little puffy stickers in here. And I put in there, I think there's like a little diaper pin, and that one right under the big cloud just says hugs. There's an arrow. And then that's going to be, that picture perfect is going to be kind of my title for this layout. Because I just wound up with not a very good place to do a large title. So I wanted to just use the puppy sticker for that. I put some hearts. That little yellow one I just put down is a music note. So I'm really liking this. It's kind of like just a lot of little imaginative icons floating around, kind of what they're looking at in their picture book. And then I guess for some reason I must not have sped this little section up. So you're going to see me in real time. I'm going to look like a snail. So yeah, so I just put a little extra quick dry behind some of those puffy stickers that go over the embossing, just because the surface is so bumpy. You know, the stickers were having a hard time adhering. So just using a little bit of wet glue underneath them kind of bridged some of those gaps. I think it'll help hold it a little better. You know, and then of course it has the ink and the gesso and stuff, so things kind of have trouble sticking to that surface. And my camera will cut out here because the battery goes dead, but all I did was I cut it down and mounted it on some yellow cardstock, and then I added some rub-ons from those 2 packs and a few buttons from that old Fifth and Frolic collection, so you can tell how old those little wooden buttons are. Now I'm just making some lines so that I can add some journaling, which says Allison showing her little Sissy a book. It was peaceful until Emma tried to take it away, and then I just put the date. So I love that, you know, the rub-ons just gave a little bit of few touches of black to kind of, you know, make my journaling not stand out too much. And then I am going to call this one done. So here is the close-up. You can see the little rub-ons, all the little iconography. You can still see the text print from the embossing folder all around there, and the little buttons and puffy stickers. And I just love how it turned out. It's just really sweet, bright, fun, and, you know, interesting to look at, you know, especially for the girls. So that is my completed layout. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything, again, just leave me a comment below, and I will see you next time. Bye.